Hey, Prophetic Glow family, I am so excited to release this prophetic encouragement to you. Whenever God gives me prophetic encouragement for others, I just get so excited because I know that it's His way of saying, you are so close to the promise. Do not give up. Do not give in. Do not concede or surrender. If prophetic warnings were the storm advisories in order to help you navigate the waters of the promise, prophetic encouragement is that wind in your sail, that tailwind, that gust of air that you need to just propel you forward. So without further ado, let's get into this message and make sure that you are prayerful over everything that you listen to in this season to make sure that it's in alignment where God is taking you. So God is saying, stop disqualifying yourself from a race I've already marked your name as winner, as victor. This is your lane. There is no one to the left nor to the right of you. No rivals, no competition, just you and a promise. One only you can carry. One only you can fulfill. This is your race to win or to lose. And I know it's easier said than done. I know the pains that come from running your race, the defeat, the despair, the crushing blows. I know what it's like to lower your hope until it no longer reaches heaven, till you no longer pray because you don't feel like they're going to be answered, to silence your own dreams before rejection has a chance to crush them, to stop applying to jobs, stop showing up for yourself, stop believing in the promises of God, not because you don't desire them anymore, but because disappointment turned into cynicism. You start to shrink, you hide because you are too afraid to step out of your comfort zone. The comfort zone equals familiar, and familiar is safe because you know what to expect. So in order for you to feel secure enough to move, you set unobtainable goals to prevent failure. You somehow distorted God's call to progress and to the devil's agenda for perfection. As long as perfection is your target, you'll never feel ready. You'll never feel enough. Rehearsing that over and over, that you have become transfixed with that notion that you are not enough. It is your longest held identity. And because you've believed that, you continue to create cycles to further imprison you to yourself. So even when you reach that goal, you move the goalpost. Even when you see success, you downplay the accomplishment. You could watch 1,000 prophetic videos, but this self-fulfilling prophecy always takes the throne. Because unlike the other prophecies that you want to believe, this one you actually do. This self-fulfilling prophecy is rooted in a vow. A vow that you may not even known that you had made. A quiet covenant, a promise that now holds your power hostage. I will never love again. I will never let them get close again. I'll never be vulnerable again. I'll never be taken advantage of again. I'll never. And the devil knew exactly where to keep you bounded. See, it wasn't enough to introduce the pain because you would have gotten up. He made sure to silence the healing that should have followed. Those conversations that never happened. Why your parents split. Why your father left. Why your first love broke your heart. Why the job fell through. Why your business bankrupt. That silence built a prison. That silence built a perspective. A perspective you've been walking around with. Looking through life in blurred lenses, maybe a past version of yourself, maybe the pain of someone who raised you, the perspective that is not yours, the perspective of they'll never hire me, men always leave, women can't be trusted, I'm not who they want. God is saying, who gave them that much power over you? Who said that you can't see? Who said you don't have vision? And don't think you're the only one that is going through this. In John 5, we meet the man at the bath of Bethesda who was ill for 38 years. Jesus, seeing him lying there and knowing his condition, says, "Do you want to be well?" The sick man answered him, not knowing he was face to face with the answer, not knowing that he had ran into the right person who could bypass everyone and everything to bring healing to him, not knowing his answered prayer was holding an audience with him. So caught up in his past attempts, his past failures, the narrative, the perspective that had been playing in his head for 38 years, he says to Jesus, "Sir, I have no one to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up. While I'm on my way, someone else gets down there before me." Jesus said to him, "Rise, take up your mat and walk." Jesus wasn't concerned with customs. He wasn't moved by the protocols of that miraculous water, just like he isn't stopped by the systems of this world. All he needed to know was if that man was ready for more. If the man was ready to come out of agreement with his limitations, his idea of self, his capacity and capabilities. And that man had a decision to make. Continue to rehearse why it hadn't happened before, to reiterate his own limitations, or even place blame on his lack of support system. Let me validate you. I can tell by the Spirit that you never have had someone truly in your corner. You may have been doing this alone, and that is not an easy feat. Having to fight daily with no cornerman, nobody to give you water, fill up your cup, nobody to nurse your wounds or encourage you to keep going. You are right. You are right. Maybe you don't have all of the qualifications. Maybe you're experiencing some limitations. You don't have the resources, the knowledge, the funds. You have the idea, but no way to execute it. Or maybe you've tried to execute it. You try to take one step forward, but the winds of this world push you back too. You try to build block by block, but somebody comes to knock it over. You've tried to get out of debt. You've tried to put yourself first. You've tried to start the business, tried to get sober, lose weight. But for years, you are still in the same spot. This isn't fiction. It's your life. You have been living this. But what if I told you that immediately God can turn your situation around, but you must first let go of your limitations? Immediately the man became well, took up his mat and walked. Immediately. Not in 5 years, not even in 5 months, but immediately. Can you believe for immediately? Prophetically, I must tell you that in the coming weeks, your name is being called in rooms that you don't feel qualified for. Make sure you are in the room. And let me encourage you, your only assignment is to show up and shine. So I gotta say, sis, is your light on? Have you dimmed it for fear of being too much or too little? Have you hidden your glow behind old pain, old vows, old cycles? Because God is ready. Heaven is ready. Jesus is right in front of you saying, do you want to be healed? Do you want to walk? Do you want this promise that I have set for you? Because the room is set and your seat already has your name on it. Don't pull yourself out of the running when the race was built for you. This promise is yours to take or to surrender. And I already know you are going to choose the right option. So rise up, take your mat and walk, because your immediately is already in motion. So I must ask again, sis, is your light on?